Do you realize that I'm sitting with one of the most distinguished individuals in this city? Do you realize? That's a question. So you have to say yes or no. Good afternoon to all of you. Mr. Srini Raju, much beyond the profile that has been read out, is an amazing personality that I always wanted to meet. It is because of Elets that I'm meeting here right now in this conversation. And it is my good fortune that we'll be able to converse at least for the next 20 minutes. The biggest scare in life is a clock that ticks downwards. It has already started here. Okay. Now, for the members in the audience, do you have any questions to Srini Raju Garu? I'm sure you have. People who do not have any questions, please raise your hands. So all of you have questions, right? So, so keep laughing. Bring some life to this conversation. Okay. One thumb rule is, if you don't ask me questions, I will ask you a few questions. Is that okay? And I am not a teacher. So I will not be nice. I will ask any kind of questions. So let's get back into this thing. In case you have questions, please write it on a slip. And if anybody asks a question which is much beyond what I have prepared, there is a prize. The prize is, for researching much better than I have done, the prize is, we will have a nice lunch at Nilofer Cafe, High Tech City. Are you game for it? You are, right? So keep jotting down. Knock off the questions which I have already asked, and then come up with something very new which I have never prepared. Okay, we'll start, sir. The city of Hyderabad has transformed phenomenally in the last 2.5 decades, in the last 25 years. What is this city that holds magnetism to a personality like you? Why Hyderabad has attracted you?
You know, my reason's a little different. It's very personal. So what attracted me is my wife. So, after like many Indians, I went to studied in NIT, IIIT, and then went to US. And we had an opportunity to come back to India. So where do we stay here? In Hyderabad, Chennai, because my native place is closer to Chennai. My wife is from Hyderabad. She said, anyway, I have my family here. You have nobody in Chennai. So we came to Hyderabad and settled down. But that was a time when in IT, the total number of IT professionals will be less than 1,000. I would actually say a few hundred, but since I did not count, I would say that less than 1,000. And since then, the way things have progressed, we're all very fortunate to be part of this city, which has grown so well in the last 35 years. Now it's one of the most attractive cities for the Indians across country, and many times we win these awards of the best city to live in. And it's been a very peaceful city. So I think that's the thing. The combination of all these things is what attracts many people to Hyderabad.
So you have also built Sricity. Do you now live in the city that you have built, or you live in the city that has built people like you?
I still live here in Hyderabad. That was a time when it was both the states were together, the combined Andhra Pradesh. The idea came in a conference like this. I was in a seminar in Stanford. The seminar was about urbanization. And the speakers were talking about China has been building about 100 new cities because there's so much of migration happening from the villages to the cities. And India was also targeting a 50% urbanization, that most of the Indians were in rural India and they migrate to cities. Do you kind of grow the existing cities, which is what we call a brownfield cities growth, or we create a new greenfield cities? So that after that, the government of India came up with this policy called SEZ policy. And as part of it, they invited a number of people saying that, okay, fine, we want to do this, come and do it kind of thing. There are many very prominent infrastructure companies then chose in Mumbai and Delhi, like that. GMR, GVK, all these people were there. We were the smallest of the people. In fact, they asked us, you have experience in IT, why you want to build a new city? It's an infrastructure play. So we told them, we are putting our money and they should not bother you. So we started that. The only motivation for us, me and my co-founder Ravi Reddy, was that, let's do something that's a very livable place. We complain every day saying that doesn't work, this doesn't work kind of thing. Let's do something where it works. I live here because my family and all of them, I do spend every month a few days there in Sricity. But my other co-founder actually, he lives there. Okay. And I really wanted to make it like a model city for India. And we designed for 1 million people. So it is a manufacturing city. It's not a mega city like Hyderabad. But there could be 100 cities like this across the country. And where I hope everything works and people can live in harmony and peace.
Amazing, sir. Congratulations to you on building Sricity. But let's go back in time. I believe when you first came back to India, you had an opportunity of meeting the founder of ICFAI, NJ SSV Garu. Could you recall the kind of conversations that you have had with him, the kind of notes that you had exchanged with him? It is in which region of discussions that you were actually dealing with? Was it education? Was it entrepreneurship? Was it about the future of the country?
Yeah. After I came to Hyderabad, I wanted to meet some few eminent people of that era. And he was certainly there in the top list. So I went to see him. I was awed with his brilliance. He's one of those, what we keep saying, gifted people. He was a gifted man. Not that his education speaks for his gift. He stood
Big round of applause, na?
Yeah. So his education qualifications speak for themselves. He was first in everything that he ever attempted. But more importantly, that he had a brilliant mind. He could analyze anything, kind of thing. So my talk was about him. That time I was very new. Not that I had too many things there. So it was technology, which I just joined Satyam Computer Services as executive director. So I went there to take it as advice, kind of very early days of it. But his knowledge and his ability to analyze things, that's what awed me.
Incidentally, we are putting together a biography of Shri NJ SSV, and it is titled First Forever. So he was the topper in all those entrance examinations, and which is a record till now it's unbroken.
Yes.
And so we are titling it. We'll be launching it very soon.
Wonderful.
We will talk to you in that connection as well subsequently, sir.
It'll be great tribute to him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I forgot to mention the Sricity one thing. It's a fairly large size. It's 10,000 acres. So you can imagine it's not like nowadays people call small areas a cities thing. The main road is 18 kilometers long. It's like, truly it's a city.
Great. So you helped create or build this Sricity, India's first smart city. Looking back, what did you underestimate most about building cities from scratch? When I say underestimate, it is about land or policy or talent or capital. Which was the toughest?
We're very naive. That's why we didn't know anything. Sometimes, if you don't know anything, you jump into it. If you know too much, then you analyze, then you don't get to it. And just to look at, overall, I'm very happy about the progress we have made today. There are 220 companies from 30 countries. You go there, you see citizens from 30 countries. That's really inspiring. But it took too long. It's right now 18 years already. So for the shareholders, the returns have not been good because it took too long. The same thing, whatever we achieved now, if we achieved in 10 years, then things would have been much better. But that's okay, leave aside the financial success of it. We are very happy what progress is there. And I think, it'll be a model for us.
Great, sir. You have therefore straddled across IT, media, infrastructure, education, so on and so forth. Is there anything unifying? Is there a unifying thread in all these?
Not really. See, I came back from the US to India as an employee of a company. So my first company, Satyam Computer Services, I was just an employee. My second company, Dun & Bradstreet Satyam Software, which is Cognizant now, I had a small, stock options kind of thing. When I made money, I wanted to start another thing. Then we started. All of them were in technology, but in 3 years kind of thing. And in 2000, with the internet boom, my stock went up skyrocketed. So I said, this is time to cash out. I came, I sold. That's the first time actually I saw some money in my life. Before that, hand to mouth. I didn't have a car, I didn't have a house or anything there. So that money gave me the ability to do it. Then the people then, kind of said, Srini, you've been around this services business all your life. Now let's look at technology as an enabler. So that's why we started iLabs. Mainly it was Idea Labs, which became iLabs kind of thing, to create the next generation companies. So as part of that, we did other things. It's not that I moved from there to here. Even today, I still represent iLabs only, which is basically a venture. First, initially, it was a small fund. Then it became a sizable fund in a venture capital fund kind of thing. So the companies that you mentioned, media and all those things were part of that.
Oh, they were part of the same venture.
The part of the ventures. I never ran any of these companies. So we invested in them. Then we had the professional managers running them. So I personally, after my stint with the Cognizant and Satyam, I have never been a CEO of any company.
So taking off from there, you were Cognizant's first CEO, first professional CEO. Looking back, but you're not the long-term face of that company. Do you feel your role there has been under-recognized?
Nothing like that. It's I've been rewarded very well. That's the money that I used to start my next ventures kind of thing. So it's always been that entrepreneurship. You have seen me in the last 30 years there. When first I had my money in the hand, then I was not going to work as a professional CEO. Cognizant, it was owned by Dun & Bradstreet Corporation, then the world's largest information services company. So my role will continue to be that, and of course I'll get paid more money, but then when I had the money that I wanted, I came out and started, and that resulted in so many companies that I have seeded in the last 25 years. I don't feel bad at all. It's okay. I mean, when people succeed, like today you see a political system, the people who built our state and country, we don't talk about them. We talk about today's person. That's a natural thing. I don't feel bad about it.
Fantastic. That's a great perspective, actually. Yeah. Sir, the other thing is about TV9. So TV9 has been quite a phenomenon, and it also has drawn a flack for sensationalism. Looking back, how do you view at that legacy of yours?
Yeah, so it started with an idea came from few friends. They said that, Srini, if you invest so much money, the idea was that you go to US, every city has a TV station there. The news is regional. News is never national and international kind of thing. So we recognized that very early days, and we started that, okay, we'll have in every regional language a 24/7 news channel. People laughed at us saying that, will there be enough demand? But because we were first at every place we started, we became a dominant, channel there. So what you see even today, some of you see that thing, it has the thing for a better society. That slogan, I gave it to them. And the music, the jingle that comes in, that's given by the great Ilayaraja Garu. So he's the one who tuned that. At least those two still continue. The remaining things, what happened, this is like a politics is a tough business. We get these guys are always closer to the power centers kind of thing. And as things progress kind of thing, it's difficult for me being, just controlling through a board and thing, it's not an easy thing. So in 2018, looked around and say that, none of us are involved in it on a day-to-day basis. We meet once in a quarter. Best thing is to sell it off to somebody because I was getting a lot of pressure saying that, they have done this wrong, that wrong kind of things, and which I was not involved. So the blame is coming to me. So that's the reason why we have exited.
In fact, there is no escaping from that blame, in the sense that bigger the brand, greater the scrutiny.
Yes.
Your association actually is built around that, and therefore, any flag that it draws subsequent to your active involvement would be partly directed at you as well. But that's part of life, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, one question is about your journey with Krea University. Can you help us understand a little bit? A lot of educators are here. So to start with the foundational aspirations and some kind of operational difficulties, if any, or challenges, and then currently where it is vis-a-vis those objectives.
Actually, it's not Krea. I'll start with IIIT and ISB.
Okay.
See, for me, when I looked at it, when I made my first money and said that, what brings me here? Why am I here today? is the education. I come from a small village where we had 25 houses. So the school is one room school, one teacher, one room, all 5 classes guys sit together. Some teacher recognized and said, this guy will do well in education. So my parents sent away. I left my parents at the age of 12. Since then only went to visit them for holidays and all that. At every stage of my life, somebody helped me. It's not that my parents paid a lot of money kind of thing. I went to NIT, there was a scholarship. I went to IIT, there was a scholarship. I went to US, there was a scholarship. So somebody helped me all through it. So then I decided that, okay, but the way I would pay back is through the education again. What gave me what I am here today will be the same thing. The first opportunity came to me in IIIT Hyderabad when it was being founded in 1998. So just happened to be there that I'm one of the founding signatories to it. I still continue to be board member after 25 years. Then the ISB came in a different way when I coordinated the visit of those people to Hyderabad and all of them, because I used to know Mr. Rajat Gupta very well. Even now, I still say that he's like a guru for me. Actually, I'm meeting him day after. He's coming to India. So he's the one who brought me into ISB second time. First time I was just doing as an employee of the Satyam. So I was coordinating. After I made money, I went back, they took me into the board as an executive board member in 2007-8 time frame kind of thing. So, but IIIT is it's very near to me, because at lot of people came and went. I'm the one of those guys who's still there, continuing to be there. Then the Krea is, because when we did the Sricity, we needed, a city requires the knowledge. The city requires the student. Everything it's not just the factories producing goods kind of thing. So they were looking for a place to go. Then I said, okay, I'll offer you 100 acres of free land to you. So would you like to come? So 100 acres is good amount of money for them. Otherwise, they had to buy somewhere else. So they moved there. The fourth one was IIIT Sricity, which is a joint project with Government of India, actually. 50% Government of India, 35% state government, 15% us. So that's again, so it's mainly to bring in the knowledge, the institutions to Sricity, which that's the reason why I had done those 2 things. Otherwise, I'm here, I'm more associate here. Subsequently, because I've been doing it for so long, every time there's a new thing, somebody say, hey, you come here, can you please set up the public health university? Recent time, our CM Garu said, hey, can you please do this Young India Skill University? So there's another one, T-Hub also very similar to that. When the new government came in after Telangana formation, KTR Garu said, can you guys do the same way that you have done IIIT and ISB? So 5 of us have come together. We donate the money, and governments do help us. Nothing what we have done is for personal. Everything is public projects. In fact, I call these things as true public universities. Some universities are owned by Government of India. Some universities by state government. Some university by some family trust. These things which I'm associated with it, there's no owner. Not one owner. It's all money pulled from different places. That's why it's a public university, I call them. But unfortunately, there's no category like this as per the UGC norms. But we do say it's a public university is there. So we said we wanted to create these institutions of excellence, because you see in the West, in Harvard, Stanford, and many things. In India, we have these great central universities and the IITs and all that. But they have their own, while they're great in many ways, but they have their own constraints, because they're end of the day owned by Government of India. So as the people change in the power, ideas change, priorities change. So, but if you have an independent institution where it is run through philanthropy, by the way, all these institutions are run through philanthropy. We all give money depending on 1 crore to 100 crores, and there's somebody actually gave recently 200 crores also. Yeah, that you heard in the newspapers also. For Engin University, there's one party 200 crores, another one is 100, somebody else 50. So, but same thing with with the ISB and all those things. So, all of them are set up through philanthropy. Of course, we charge tuition fee and all of them to build, but that only pays for a part of the expenses. A lot of things come through philanthropy. So, please go ahead. I think
that's amazing. That's amazing. There is one statement which Yashasvi Garu used to say, that this is a private enterprise for public good. There was no category definition for what you described and what he meant to actually achieve, but he always said it's a private enterprise or a private university for public good. So I think that's the category that most of us fall into. So thank you very much, sir. Do you have any questions? Any other hand? The hand that I don't know. Okay, Dr. Sanjay Fuloria, please go ahead.
Thank you, sirs, for the wonderful discussion, wonderful points. My question is, what are the 3 most important characteristics a person should have to become a successful entrepreneur?
Okay. Last 25 years, I have seen number of people, including me, who started this. The ones which I have seen are being done very well. I'll give 1 or 2 examples to you. That's my thing. You heard about Zoho Corporation? I know Sridhar for many years. I tried to invest in his company, but he never took money from me. And it's a perseverance what made Zoho today. It's not listed, by the way. If it's listed, he'll be richer than all these guys you see every day in IT services. Okay. And that he has built it from the towns and villages of India. So what showed it to us? Hard work, perseverance. That's all it is. If you ask me, that's what made a lot of people there. So those who have been at it for years together build great companies. Somebody like me start something, you make some money, sell it, you go somewhere there. Yes, they become part of some big corporations, but we didn't build companies, that kind of, of that scale kind of thing. So I would say the perseverance, hard work pays at the end of the day. But you have to be at it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anurag. Anurag is from Anurag University.
No.
He has a university named after himself.
No, sir. That is factually incorrect. I would love to tell you the story some other time. Sir, thank you for the enlightening conversation. But as you worked as part of a huge MNC, you worked with policymakers, you worked as someone who has started his own university with the help of trusted people. What is your advice to educators in this dynamically changing technological arena around us? What is your advice to the educators who wants to do more but are limited by our access to technology or anything else? What is your advice in general to all the educators?
Sorry. Today we have seen number of speakers coming from different directions. Education is not one. There's no one mantra for it. IITs have a role, IIMs have a role, Anurag University has a role. Is it all of us have different roles from what we do? If I'm doing a technical skill university, my job is to impart the best skill that's possible so that they all get jobs. They all come to me for jobs. They're not coming here to get gyan from me. Okay. As a skill university, my job is to ensure that everybody who comes there has a job there. Somebody who studies in JNU, maybe they're going there for gyan. Okay. So sometimes we mix up all the things there. So there's a purpose for each one of them. The bigger purpose, what I want to suggest to you or any of us here, is that every university should stand for something in the world. That should be our goal. Take any subject. It doesn't have to be. If you are a nature, enthusiast, you go and see that, who's the one who has these birds data. It's a Cornell for whole world, isn't it? So we can be Anurag University, suppose based on your own interests and all of them, you can have these certain information relating to, Telangana. You are the only one in the world who has it and is a large. So if each one of us, our 1,000+ universities in India, take responsibility for one topic and be the best in the world in that, then you have a purpose there, why you exist. Our problem is we all do little here, little there kind of thing. That's why we don't climb those hills, kind of. We tend to do it. Everybody is doing a reasonable job. I'm not getting into that. But if that's one advice you have to give it, saying they pick up one topic and be best in the world.
Thank you so much, sir.
Amazing, sir. Thank you very much for that input. Big round of applause. Are you hungry for questions or are you hungry for food?
Questions.
Food is the easiest choice. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Dr. Krishnachalam from MNR University. You are pioneer in both in entrepreneurship and education also. And the models that are being built like IIIT Hyderabad or IIIT Sricity or ISB, there are very, very unique models at that point in time, India has never seen that kind of education model. So how did you conceptualize this kind of education model altogether?
Yeah. So
And
I don't.
how it is different both in terms of IIIT Hyderabad and IIIT Sricity?
Yeah, I don't mix up the entrepreneurship and education, by the way. I'm not part of any educational things where, for profit. Okay? You have to choose something, I chose that. So in terms of these ideas for IIIT Hyderabad, which actually after that Government of India set up another 20 plus IIITs across the country, it was not my idea, it was, Mr. R. Chandrasekhar, who was then the secretary kind of thing. So there's a bunch of people like here, we sat together, we said, what should be the model? The original thought that you want to be closer to the government, but you don't want to be government. Those are the words of Mr. R. Chandrasekhar. Okay, he's the one who came up. You take benefits like land, billing, or some money kind of thing, but don't be a government institution. Be a public institution. So we first started, but this is a struggle. What happened? Who will pay the salaries? How do you do it kind of thing? We struggled initially. We started IIIT Hyderabad with 5 donors giving 30 lakhs each. And we got that land free. We got those couple of buildings also, which was meant for Rangareddy headquarters. They were given to us. They're still there. We have not removed them. So from that point, there are many people contributed to the philanthropic money that came in. We're slowly starting to build. Then the Government of India saw this. Mr. R. Chandrasekhar became the Secretary Government of India. Mr. J. Satyanarayana became, they were all part of our board members. After that, Mr. Ajay Sahani, 3 of our board members became the Government of India secretaries there. So they started thinking that, the way to do for IT at least is the public-private partnership. So Government of India said we'll come up with some 21 in every state kind of thing. And then they said they estimated those days to be about, you require about 140 crores to set up a IIIT, because compared to other engineering colleges, IT colleges take less money because it's only off spaces only, you don't have labs and all that. So 50%, that is 75 crores would come from Government of India, 35% from the state government where it's located, 15% from the industry sponsoring bodies. So in Sricity, it happened to be us, and Tata's have sponsored few of them. Different, industry business people have transferred various. So we do have certain issue there because we have to follow all the Government of India reservation policies, which I never had an issue with that. It works very well, that kind of thing, but they won't give any money. So sometimes some of the students struggle a little bit on that. And most of them, they let you run. They don't come and say, do this way or that way. But some of them they didn't have strong partners, that means industry partners. They struggle. So if you don't have strong industry partners, you struggle there. Whereas here, for example, they need anything, they call me, and if I don't have it, I'll ask you to help them. But that's not the same situation there for each one of them there. So it's this one model that worked, not necessarily that you can do it for everything. IT, it worked because there are a lot of jobs out there. Think of it if the jobs are not there. It'll be a difficult situation.
Wonderful takeaway is that India needs different kinds of models.
Yes.
You need IITs at one level, you need NITs, you need various other engineering colleges at a different level. The huge country that we have in terms of diversity and diverse requirements, I think different categories of institutions will have to spring up and then consume those students, give knowledge and give jobs and give employment and build the country. I think that's where the takeaway is. Fantastic. And the hard work and perseverance that you have mentioned, if you are at something for a very long time, you will have a rewarding journey in building that organization. That's the mantra of entrepreneurship. And excel in something which is really yours, and be the best in that field in the entire world. Be known for that particular area of excellence, and then you'll be known for that. That's another takeaway. This doesn't mean I'm closing it. I have another 2 more questions. I'm only trying to tell you that we are almost there. Any question? Till now there is no question that has come which is out of syllabus. Any question? Yeah, go ahead. My favorites are last benchers. Yes, ma'am. Okka nimisham. Please wait. Please wait.
Sir, as you have I'm K. Uma from Government Degree College, Vanparthi. As you have invested in digitalization and infrastructure, are you thinking for any solution regarding the deteriorating condition of environment in India, sir?
Oh, a question to an environmental engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
actually,
have no implementators, sir.
Yes.
All policy making, but no implementation.
It's a good question. Yes, we do and have created a society called Tirupati Nature Society. It's not looking into whole of India, but look at the nature of Tirupati district. Okay, that's my little contribution to the environment and nature. It just started recently. We have taken up few programs already there. And could become a model for others also to emulate kind of thing. It's a society where we get the sponsorships from different industries there, so to fix various things. So very little, not much.
But there is some effort there. There is some contribution there. Fantastic, sir. Thank you so much. This question is also not out of syllabus. I originally wanted to ask him how a civil engineer and an environmental engineer has fallen in love with computer science and IT subsequently. Well, anyway, that's covered. So the last two questions that I have, assuming that you don't have any questions. Voxan has any question?
The lady there.
The lady? Yeah, okay. Over to you. Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm Priya. I'm actually a corporate employee at Amazon. So I was very curious to come here and see you, listen you. So I came here. So being a very aspiring, you can say a person who is very interested in Gen AI and artificial intelligence. So I just, I was just researching, like people like me or students like me, always wish to go to outside of India to have hands-on experience in robotics. So as far as I know, like in India, we have very less numbers of research labs where actually student can go and deeply learn and like what robotics is. So my question was like, are we having any plan in the pipeline in the education system for students for India? Starting since we have that some skills policy also that we can have robotics from 8th standard, I guess. I'm not very sure about it, but do we have that? Can we have that robotics labs here in India? In many universities or maybe in various institutions where we can support them to learn here in India itself. That was the curiosity I would I was having to ask you, sir.
Yeah. So it's true that like me also, I also left the country and stayed there for a while, came back. It's still the US is an attraction, but I want to tell you something very surprising. It's not US any longer, it's China.
Okay.
They have dark factories. The factories are run by robots. It's the robots which are running, so you don't need electricity, air conditioning, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're really ahead. So if you want to see the future, go to China now. Earlier we say you want to see the future, go to America, California, Disneyland.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now it's all going this way. So in India also, yes, we are behind many years, but many people are focusing on that. Soon you will see at many places some of these things coming up kind of thing. Actually, there's one we are setting up in Sricity itself. It's called Manufacturing Innovation Hub, MIH. There's one in Sri Perumudu, there's one in Hosur, there's one in Kottur. Those things are also coming up there. There you will see, if not the most advanced robotics kind of thing, something which is
I really wish to learn from the advanced institutions and then contribute here in India in future. If we have our in-house laboratories of robotics here, then I can teach and I can interact with the students and I can put my contributions forward. Yeah.
Sure, you can. See, if your university doesn't have, you can go there to those centers to learn. They have a 1-year program. Okay, if you are an engineering student,
I actually a corporate employee at Amazon.
No,
I work into robotics team only.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting you, but somebody who is there.
Yeah, for sure.
The 4th year they can go and study there. Okay, it's coming up.
Thank you.
Not as much as you are probably expecting. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's see.
So I'm probably in the wrong hall. But I'm
No,
glad.
you're not in the wrong hall. We are calling a lot of people from the other hall.
So I'm glad to be here and truly inspired by whatever I heard. And so my thing is that I belong to the Gitanjali group of schools. And we want to give internship to our students so that they know what path to follow. Later, they don't go wrong and they, need to change their path of progress and so on. Now, I, as a principal, I struggle to get the organizations where I can send my children for skilling and for internships. So when you talk about the Skilling Institute, the university, can you help the schools who want to catch them young? And when we talk about Skill India, we want to give them that opportunity. But to give one opportunity, trust me, I have to write 100 mails. People don't respond. And I wanted a solution from you, if possible.
Ma'am, there's one thing. First,
Thank
I
you.
say that my son went to your school near the, I don't know, you have many schools, but the one near the country club.
Okay.
Yeah, he studied there, early days. After that, he went to Rishi Valley School, Madanapalli. Anyway, so what you said is true across the board. My new job is that only, to go and talk to all these companies. They say, no, we don't want to deal with it. They come here, we have to change it. They think it's a burden. They don't see this is, yes, you're teaching somebody and you're allowing people, especially MNC is a problem because they say it's a, liability. Something happens to this person there. So we are working towards it. It's a very, very important point you brought in, not only for the people who are in the university system, but in the college system also. If they get to see, they get inspired. And you never know, they drop out, they never go to university and become a Steve Jobs or somebody else. But important thing is, these people get exposure. Okay.
Yes.
We are working towards it. Hopefully we create a system by convincing all these companies that they allow summer internships and all of them. It's some work for them, but it's a kind of, the help that they are doing for the next generation of the people.
It'll be hand-holding for us.
Yes. So what we intend to do that, just as an example, I'm giving it to you, the ICFAI itself, or somebody I said, no, not the task. They said they have 700 companies as part of it. I looked at one of the German universities, they have 9,000 companies part of their list there. So they send their students for internships among them. So we will work towards it, create a system for the state kind of thing where, we list all these people there so that the school children also can make it. Give us some time. It's a work on, in progress kind of thing, but thank you for, bringing that thing up, this topic.
Thank you.
Great. Madam, that is a question actually out of syllabus. I didn't have that question. Congratulations to her. Big round of applause as well. And that Nilofer thing stays. It's for you to take it up. Okay. The system of internships is something which we perfected at ICFAI over the last 4 decades. The system of, hand-holding from the institute and hand-holding from the industry, and how we actually, systematize year after year. We have done that in 40 cycles so far. And I think we should talk. If not for Nilofer Chai, we'll talk for internships, and definitely we should talk. Thank you so much for that question, ma'am. Now, I'm tempted to actually merge those 2 questions into one. So this is a very important question, sir. There's a lot of talk about India in 2047. We would have reached 100 years after independence. A young nation like India has done many things. It's going to be Viksit Bharat. What are the parameters? That's a different story altogether. But from your point of view, sir, as a nation, we may have done many things, but let's focus on what we are falling short of. Strategically, as a nation, we should have done 1 or 2 things, or we have digressed from that. Your perspective on a suggestion for a nation like this as we are marching towards our 100th year. And the additional question which I am merging, that is, you have achieved many things. You have actually straddled across various industries. You lived a portfolio life. Now looking back, do you have any other mountain to climb? these two into one.
Yes. You know, there a lot of things went well. You know, we were very, as a country, and I just want to tell you that there was a time that, you know, we wanted to have a biryani, we used to plan 6 months ahead of it. Okay. And for movies, we had to plan. Today, you know, even the person who works here can go and have a biryani, isn't it? So India has progressed a lot in many ways. Okay. We be critical, but I just want to give my personal perspective of it. Because where I come from, I have seen tremendous change in this country. Still, our capabilities are much more, but we haven't applied them in a focused way. The one which bothers me a lot is the following. That, you know, we have a lot of MNCs, created jobs, wealth got created, people like me got benefited out of that. But any of the building blocks of knowledge today, the technology part of it, the digital colonization has already happened. Earlier colonization was physically occupying the lands. Today, this country has no email system, no operating system, no database, no middleware, nothing. It is all sitting somewhere else. We are connected to the internet. If somebody cuts those wires, we have nothing. I'm very vocal. Not one building block, either software or hardware, is made here. We assemble some of them, but the basics of it, what goes into it. Capability is there, but we haven't done it. China has taken the open source software that available in the world. It's available for us also. They created their own versions. Tomorrow, somebody shuts down the borders of China, they'll still do very well. Somebody does it to us, there's nothing will work. All those phones you are looking at now will not work. Okay. So I think, so we tend to say government for everything. I'm not saying that way kind of thing. As institutions, government together, we have to build these building blocks. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't use Google and all that. That's not what I'm saying that there has to be a version of these things to be here. We used to have them in 90s. There was a Unix system in this country. There was a compiler in this country. Wipro and all these guys used to have, by the way. And over a period of globalization, everything gone. This one part is that I still think that we have to take these, what are the crucial technologies, and need to have one version here. Who does it? University does it, government does it, some private industry does it. That got to be worked out. That's one part of it. The other one, what you're asking, some of my aspirations kind of thing. Actually, honestly, now I'm trying to shrink things because I'm not able to do a good job, you know, being part of this board, that board, you know, commitments. They give me this work, that work. Because I'm not very much involved in active business any longer. It's, you know, the people who came after me, they are doing it. But I still think if I have to do one or two things of that, what I have already mentioned about it, I would love to be part of them and build the teams in this country which can, you know, which can manage one or more of these kind of building blocks that I was talking about it. So not thinking for myself to go and head something, but if I can enable bringing the people together, which I have been doing it in the universities. You know that I'm not the chairman of any of the, except one, I'm not the chairman of any of these institutions. Okay, I'm part of it, but I'm probably one of the most active members of the board which bring the people together. So I'll continue to do that. The best person will head them. I'm not necessarily I'm the best person. I could bring the best people together. So we would like to get at least do things. There's one we have taken up recently. You know, we'll close our conversation with this. Now, most of you got impacted with some cyber crime. If not you, your friends, your family members got impacted. At least I have a number of people, you know, who've got cheated recently. So now we are in the process of setting up a cyber fraud prevention center here. So we're making IIIT Hyderabad as the campus, as a base for it. But a lot of people are coming together to do this. So we'll be working with the government of India. We'll be working with the state governments and any other people who are involved in that. So we'll have the basic tools that are required in prevention or in solving the problems kind of thing, whatever the technology that goes into it. I heard one of the speaker was also talking about it in some parts of it. So if we can make that thing work, then I'll be very happy.
A big round of applause to Mr. Srini Raju for this wonderful conversation, lots of inputs, and the one final input was about building something indigenous in a very big way. We don't have our own operating system, we don't have our own email, we don't have our own middleware. Now, the one to emulate is China, the one to emulate is any big idea. There is capability existing in this country, and we are capable of achieving that, and I think we should work in that direction. And so a personality like Mr. Srini Raju, we all can draw from in terms of advice, in terms of his own journey in building our institutions, in building our own enterprises, and more importantly, building a very important element of mindset, that is, not everything should be done by the government. We always fancy in saying that government will have to do this, government will have to build that. But I think private enterprises, individuals, society, community, all of us will have to shoulder the responsibility and build this nation. So let us all be at nation building. Thank you so much for joining this conversation. Thank you all. You have earned your lunch. Thank you.